2016. 2016. 2016 was 8 years ago. I was 12 years old during 2016. The year 2016 for human existence is regarded in society, at least Gen Z society, as some of the best times in human life. Some of the best times to be a human being living on the planet. In 2016, we had the LeBron vs. Warriors NBA Finals. He came back 3-1 against the 73-9 Warriors, a team that was thought to basically be the best team of all time. Everything was great. There were sunny days, people loved life, barely any conflict, and Lil Uzi still made good music. But something terrible let me phrase this again. Something quite terrible happened that year that never gets talked about. It seems like 2016 was regarded as a time of utopian society, a time of peace, a time of prosperity, a time of general happiness that was unprecedented, that we would never know this year in 2024. But let me tell you, something terrible happened that year that goes unnoticed by the general public. Overwatch was released. Overwatch was released in 2016 and won Game of the Year. How did it win Game of the Year? I don't know. But as a 12-year-old experiencing Overwatch for the first time, I was 12 and I was playing that game. Life was great. I found a great first-person shooter game that changed my life and would take up days of my summer. I would wake up 7 in the morning and just play all day before my parents got home because they were strict. But I would play all day. I would find friends from all over the world when I queued up, solo queued in ranked games. I even had a friend from Canada, which I will get into later. I live in the United States, and I made a friend my age in Canada. It was a game that brought people of all races, all ages, all demographics, but usually obese people together to play a fun game. It was a 6v6 utopia where everything was seemingly fun. You had new streamers, new gamers playing this game, regarding it as one of the best multiplayer games to play. But something terrible happened that year when it released. It caused many people to form what is known as Overwatch addiction and Overwatch rage. When I was 12 years old playing that game for the first time, it was amazing. It was amazing. Because it was a great game. It was a great, fun game, and people loved playing it, no matter how bad it was. But the level of toxicity, the level of rage-inducing gameplay, the level of just unhuman behavior that we all learned from Overwatch, yes, you and me, all of us, we all learned this behavior from Overwatch. Overwatch is the cause of the fall of the world. That game, while it was great in the beginning, that game is terrible and it needs to be wiped off the face of the earth. Now, as a little 12-year-old, I was quite competitive and I would play the ranked game mode and I would want to win, but I didn't take it that serious. My friend, however, who was pretty much the same age as me, who lived in Canada, we played together every day, he would take it really serious. He was one of the bad ones. He was one of the bad apples. Every time we lost a game, he would be cursing out a teammate in voice chat, in open voice chat. He would tell them, "You're terrible. You need to get off this character. You need to get off the game. You need to be wiped off the face of the earth." In ways that I can't say on YouTube, or else I would basically just get banned off the face of the earth, off the face of this app. It was terrible. It seemed to happen everywhere. Overwatch toxicity affected the youth, it affected old people, and most of all, it affected all of us who were obese. We were all obese playing that game. Don't lie. But I promised myself after this one rage that my Canadian friend had, this one rage where he was just going off, going insane, turning into a tyrant, I promised myself at that young age that I would never turn into somebody like that. That I would never turn into a demon on timing. Especially not because of Overwatch. Especially not because of a game made by man. It's been 8 years, and I still play Overwatch, unfortunately. I can't seem to stop. It's an addiction, and I can't seem to stop. Every time I get on the game, I just get mad. I get mad. I get mad at my teammates. I get mad at myself because I'm trash and I'm only platinum. I get mad at people online thinking that they know how to play the game better than me. It's terrible. And most recently, when I was playing last week, as a college student, mind you, I'm a college student now, and I've been playing this game ever since I was 12 years old. That's crazy, okay? As a college student, I raged at somebody in open voice chat for the first time in my Overwatch career. I became the tyrant that I sought to defeat. I became the man that I thought I never would be. Let me tell you the story. I was playing as Reaper. DPS is not my main goal. I'm a tank player. Now you may be thinking, oh, tank players are all bad. Not me. Not me. I'm the greatest. Okay. So I was playing Reaper on Blizzard World, and I had a teammate in open mic. He was talking, and he had that Overwatch accent. You know, that like really annoying Overwatch accent. And you can definitely tell that the guy has been playing ever since he was 25. But he's definitely 30 years old now and probably has, I don't know, 30,000 in debt, and he's still living in his mother's basement, and he reeks of alcohol. That was the type of guy that was in my voice chat. I was playing Reaper, and we were getting dog walked. Actually, we weren't even getting dog walked. It just felt like we were getting dog walked because it was back and forth, and it was a pretty close game. We went up to the very last point, and it was tied game. It was tied game. We just had to hold them off the point to win the game. Now, mind you, I'm playing DPS. My other DPS is kind of terrible at the game, so I'm also taking the blame for the lack of damage in this gameplay. This guy is just complaining about me the entire time. Yo, DPS, can you do something? Yo, DPS, can you do something? Mind you, this guy is getting diffed by the other tank. He's playing tank. This guy is getting absolutely annihilated by the other tank. He has like 20 kills, 12-ish deaths. He's not doing terrible, but I'm not listening to this guy because I'm carrying. You know me. You know me. You know me. So as I'm listening to this guy talk as we're getting annihilated, I just can't help but think. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. I just can't help but think to myself, I'm letting the demons come into my mind. I just can't push them away. I'm like, I need to say something about this. I need to say something to this guy. I'm a non-confrontational guy. I don't get mad at people for playing bad in a video game. Not usually, unless it's my little brother in Fortnite, because he is terrible. He's terrible. But I just get mad. I get mad. I can't hold myself back from thinking, you know what? It would be better if I had somebody else on my team. It would be better if I had somebody with 2 total fingers on my team. It would be better if I was playing tank and DPS at the same time. So I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad, and we're losing. And at the end of the game, as I see defeat on my screen, this guy, this 40-year-old guy with 3 kids, and he has work the next morning at 8:30 in the morning. I get mad at this guy. I'm muted the whole time. I haven't talked the entire game. I'm playing Reaper, and I dropped a 31 bomb. Everybody else's kill count in the lobby starts with a 2. It starts with a 2. I have 31. That starts with a 3. That starts with a 3, right? I just get mad. I lose my composure, and I lose my cool, which I pride myself on. I pride myself on every day that I don't lose my composure against people who do wrong to me. I won't stoop down to their level. But I did the unforgivable act, and I became toxic. Suddenly, I get flashbacks from my Canadian friend at the age of 12 who was cussing out adults, cussing out men, women, children on Overwatch. Suddenly, I get flashbacks that I realized I turned into a monster that I am. So this guy at the end of the game, he goes, "Oh my goodness, my DPS are trash. Guys, my DPS are trash. You guys are not doing anything." I just yell. I yell. I take my headset. Put down the mic. It's not coming down. I put down the mic to unmute, and I put it straight into my mouth. "You're terrible. Look at the scoreboard. I have 31. I carried you. You're terrible. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Look at the scoreboard. You have 15. You're trash. Don't talk to me." And then everything cuts out. Everything's black. Everything's black. I load back onto my screen, back to the lobby. And I realize I sit there. I sit there in silence. I sit there in silence at 3 a.m. in the morning, staring at my monitor screen, looking at the Overwatch background. And I say to myself, you need to be reformed. You need to be washed. Your sins need to be washed. You need to be cleansed of your sin. You need to be cleansed of your evil doing. For you have become the monster that you sought to defeat. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. There's not many actions that I regret in life. I have beat up my brother, my 10-year-old brother, many times. I've dunked on him on mini basketball many times. I've insulted my sister. I've insulted my friends. I've done terrible things. I slaughtered 10 deer at once in my backyard and ate them all for lunch. I've done terrible things. I've committed arson, armed robbery. I've done terrible things. But the night I lashed out against that 35-year-old man who has an entire family, has crippling debt and depression, and can't walk with 2 feet on his own. The night I lashed out against him, I truly regretted it. So to everybody struggling with Overwatch addiction, everybody struggling with the toxicity that arrived in 2016, don't let it get the best of you. Thank you.